I'm Dan Galushin. Welcome to another edition of Dan's Fishing Tales. As you can tell, I'm still open water fishing, although the ice is on the lake at different places. Not safe ice, but enough that you can't fish open water. Most of the boat ramps are freezing up. So I'm doing some shoreline fishing and really not doing too bad. For bass, I'm using rattle traps and also some blitz blades, and I take those and let them drop and give them a jerk upward, and sometimes I do them real quick like this, and I'll show you a picture here of some bass that I've caught doing that just recently, in fact, just the other day. But that's not what I'm going to talk to you about, because none of the other things that I'm doing in open water is using my B&M Russ Bailey rod here, which is all hung up. There it is, and it's an 8-foot rod, and I'm fishing for crappies, although I get bass too at the same time. And I'm using like ice fishing jigs. And also the one thing is this right here, and I'll bring that down close to you so you can see it. That is a Road Runner, a Panfish Trout Road Runner, very small. Well, here's the trick. I use something that's called KickN Crappie, and a lot of these attractants come in a bottle. I get this hooked up so that I don't have it in the way. And I'm using this under a float, by the way, using the wind to bob it or bringing it up and down. But here's what I want to talk to you about. Here it is here. You can tell it's well used. In fact, I'm just about running out. I'm going to have to get some more. But here's the thing that people make a mistake on this, is when they use it, you can tell I'm not using it as much on the spout. It's even stuck. I stopped using the spout. There. You pull that spout up and then you put it on your jig and you run it all over. You waste it. You also get it in places, especially if you're in a boat, getting it on your carpet, something like that. What a mess. Well, you can reduce those chances by taking the lid and taking it off. It's on there tight. Anyway, take the lid off, and now you got an open top. So what you do is, since you're using smaller lures like this, because this will even work for a lure like, well, I can't find it right now, I don't think. Yeah, here it is, right here. Get this rod off of it. Get that rod. There. This is a what they call fat shad. It's a natural forage bait fat shad. And I'll take that, and it will fit into that opening, as you will see here, fit right down in that opening, and then I'll dip that in there and pull it out, and it's coated, ready to go. I don't put it all over here and have it running all over the place. But better yet, the smaller ones yet, this is just about the limit. Don't go any bigger than that. Try to put it in that bottle, because you're not going to make it. But I'm going to tell you about the Road Runner, because there's a little bit more to that than just doing it the way I just showed you. Yes, do it that way, but when you dip these in, because they're small enough, definitely small enough, also your ice jigs, because I'll do this with the ice jigs as well. Naturally, I got it all tangled up, which I would. No two ways out of that. Go to do something, you're gonna get it tangled. You know how that goes, especially when you get a float dingle-danging around down there. But here, you take this, and when you dip it in, as you can see, she'll go in just like that. I got the line, I dip it up and down, bring it out, and I don't have to worry about that again dripping. But here's what I did. I put it in there, and I might leave it in just a little bit longer on a Road Runner like this that has, especially this. Now I'm going to get the stuff on my hands. This also coated the blade, definitely, and you got a tube on here, a little tube body. Now that is inside that tube some. That will hold longer, and that can help you a lot. So like I said, the Road Runners, they're a super. I can smell, man, I can smell this stuff. But yeah, that works great like that for a scent. Like I said, if you got in a bottle like this, and KickN Crappie, I would definitely tell you to do this. I have done so great with that. You know, normally you tip your bait with a crappie nibble or something or other, waxworm. With this stuff, you don't necessarily have to do that. Yes, there's times when it's really, really tough that you want both. Because what this does, I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about that too. Main tip is this, dipping it in like that. But using this type of stuff, it does what's called an odor zone. In other words, what you do is you got that jig and you run it through an area, you cast it to it, you put it through an area, put it right back through the same area again and again. Because what this is doing is this is starting to disperse out and create an odor zone that hopefully will start drawing some fish into it and making them interested, like, hey, what's over there? And then, because they have that olfactory system, and it's kind of like our breathing and our smelling, and it comes through and they start getting this stuff. Well, brings them to that area, especially like if it's a brush pile and you're fishing right over the top of that brush pile and you're bringing it through, and if you're doing it this way with a float, bring it through, reel in, cast again, bring it right back through there, reel it in, cast it, and go just the same way. And a few times, and then all of a sudden you may see a put on the float, or just off she goes. This can really help with that. I guarantee you. I have done it a lot and people have seen me do it. So anyway, that's some tips for you on how to use like the KickN Crappie or any other attractant you're wanting to. It has a bottle such as that. Hopefully the lid don't seal down real tight again, which it probably will, because that stuff does have a tendency to do that if you let it sit there. But I'm anxious to get back out there. It's cold, everything else, but those fish are still hitting in that open water. So until next time, get out on the water and have a great day of fishing.